One of the books that I've had now for maybe 20 years, I picked up when I was about 40 years old. It's by an author named Stephen Levine, and it's called The Gradual Awakening. A lot of my talks and the videos that I've made come from his books. Not only him, there's other books on Buddhism that I combine a lot of my teachings with. But chapter 25 of the book, which is towards the end of the book, it's actually like 2 more chapters till it's over. It's called The Flower. And there's really no way that I could somehow ad-lib these words that he speaks, because they're just so concise and they're just so spot on that I'm just going to read verbatim 2 pages from chapter 25 called The Flower. As we begin to awaken, we see within us something opening like a flower. We notice that something is displacing our image of how things are. We discover we're not so bent on always knowing who we are. It's the experience that seems to matter most, the being that we find of value. It seems as though we let go of possessing experience and just let experience unfold. The flower opens more and more, the heart opens more and more. And we somehow feel that everything will be all right, that things are working out just as they are supposed to. It's painful sometimes, it's ecstatic sometimes, but somehow it's always perfect. As we penetrate deeper and deeper, it is evident that it is the clarity of the seeing that nurtures our opening, while the object observed matters little. We can't imagine how we ever could have missed seeing the perfection in the first place, or how we could ever lose it again. How could we ever again be so blind to the simple, easy, natural, perfect way things are? Experience is simply experience itself. And if looking into that flower, we see in a moment of greed or selfishness or fear, we see it within the context of that perfection, within that clarity. And it's like another petal on the flower. We see that it's all natural. Our selfishness doesn't make us feel separate. We see how naturally we're selfish. And there's no self-condemnation. We see it as just how it is, perfect. No need to be separate because of it. Full of self-forgiveness, full of letting go, full of understanding. It is there, but it's not us. It's just more stuff. There's room in us for all of it. So at last we are becoming who we always wanted to be, free of much of the guarded self-imagery and neediness that caused so much discomfort in the past. But we see that even this wonderful me must be let go of. The being we have become is still separate, though healthier. There's still that subtle someone, experience and all, and wanting to keep it opening. There's someone who hasn't altogether merged, hasn't disappeared, still someone looking at the perfection of things. It's then we realize that the flower must die for the fruit to be born. We recognize that the flower exists on just a subtler level of mind, and that perfection too is a concept of how things are, and can become a subtle separation which allows for someone to watch the perfection of it all. We see that we must let the flower be, so it may fall away and leave the fruit. There is no description possible of the fruit, because no matter how we try to describe it, we're still describing the flower. The fruit doesn't exist in mind and language. Mind gives form to the flower, but clinging to form and mind must be relinquished for the fruit to be revealed, for our original face to come forth. This fruit, fully ripened in beings like Christ and Buddha, has no seeds, nothing to be reborn, no desires to create karma, no thirst for satisfaction. The fruit does not perish, but remains as an offering for all who come after.